Hello, everyone. We are back. Oh, that's distorting. There we go. How are you, Frank?
I am well. Thank you for asking.
This was like, I reckon that's much better. It was distorting in my headphones.
Oh, no.
It sounds as cool. If we were in a rock band, that'd be great, but
Rocking it out.
Rocking it out. So has it been another 168 hours since we last did this? 167 hours?
Is that, but who's counting?
Yeah, well, it's 7 times 24, right? Isn't that something like that?
Yeah, there you go.
How are you?
I am well. Doing good. We had the blessing of the flagler.
That's good.
And that was a lot of fun. And so I feel blessed.
You feel blessed?
Yes.
You feel purified and cleansed?
It was what a marvelous experience. We had a good turnout over there.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Speaking of getting cleansed, people can can bathe in their own home, in their own backyard, in a wonderful pool.
Yes. Oh, that was it. You working hard on that segue.
I was tongue twisting. I was trying to get there.
I was pulling for you, Frank. I was. It just wasn't working out.
No. Well, we got there.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We got Dennis Hardy's in the house from Aquatic Services, right?
Yes.
Yes, you got it right. How you doing, Frank?
Good.
So it's just the surfaces. It's not below the surface. You
Not
just
below
do the
the
surfaces.
Our company strictly do
Superficial.
Superficial. Yeah, that's it. We put band-aids on everything.
So are we.
We just come in and splash and dash. Not really. So
Because we did this a couple of months ago with you.
I think it's been probably a little longer, maybe more like 4 months ago, I believe.
No concept
But
of time.
y'all had me today at the Martin County Business Exchange Group. I did a little show and tell this morning.
I like
for
the
group.
slide presentation. It was very good.
Thank you.
Frank likes pictures. Frank likes pictures.
I do.
He
Frank likes pictures.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Well, I especially enjoyed the one, and you had the most fun showing Kim's before and after.
That was
pictures.
Wasn't that quite the difference in a
That
poll?
was amazing.
So Kim, our local
Mhm.
pharmacist, I had the great opportunity because of meeting her here and stuff that she had a fiberglass pool, which are many around.
Mhm.
And she asked us what we could do to make her backyard look so much more and delicious and outstanding and give it the wow factor. So in that slide presentation, I kind of knew she'd be there. So what it looked like before and what we did with it, it was just outstanding. I mean, she spared no expense.
Well, that's good.
That's always a nice thing to hear.
It is a really nice thing that when somebody, if you tell them, I can make your backyard, some people have this mindset that a fiberglass pool isn't great or it has no value, when it's a misconception. Go buy a new fiberglass pool. They actually cost more than a concrete pool.
Really?
Yeah, they're more money. Think of transportation reasons. They're made from oil.
It's true, yeah.
There's a lot there. They're now not just fiberglass like they were in the old days. They're now Corian finishes like countertops.
Oh my God.
They're unbelievably gorgeous. They now make them with the big beach entries and sun shells.
I do like the beach entries. Those are nice.
Yeah, I do a lot of those. Not as many as I'd like, but we do have the opportunity to take an old pool and put in the sun shelves so the ladies can put their lounge chairs in 6 inches of water, 3 inches of water, and have their little table with their wine on it, so we can make the backyard a real good place to go, because a lot of people want to use that backyard more than they want to go to the beach. It's a lot of work going to the beach.
That is true.
It's really a lot of work. So how about you guys? When was the last time, John, you went to the beach?
I was actually at the beach. Well, to go to the beach or to work? I was at the beach. It's been a while. Been a while.
I haven't been to the beach personally a couple years, and that's because I visited my family up in Ormond Beach, and I have 3 brothers, all live on the beach.
Nice.
So we go up there. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They all go to the beach.
Sure.
Well, if you're close to, I think I went about a year ago. I went last March. I needed a weekend away. I went up to Melbourne, a little past Melbourne, got a room on the beach.
Oh yeah.
Brought a book, turned my phone off.
Yeah.
Didn't talk to anybody. It was great.
So if you have a really super backyard and you have that opportunity and you can make it into something really outstanding with some good vegetation and fix it up, and if you have the ability to spend the money and to do these upgrades like Kim did and
Mhm.
a lot of the folks there,
All right. Well, this is radio. So tell us what you did, since we can't have the slides here to show everyone. Like, what did you actually do? Like a typical thing. If Kim is a typical thing, what did you do from start to finish?
Well, if we talk particularly about Kim's pool, which was fiberglass, so we'll take that fiberglass pool and deck, and for her, we will refinish the whole inside of it using AquaGuard 5000, which is a product. It's a high build epoxy coating that we use, and then once we spray that on, we have 7 colors. And then we have another machine that speckles it, so we can speckle it with, I'll give you, for instance, we did hers in a blue, and we used, I think, white speckles. I've done several with blues and did gray and black and blue speckles. It's a granite look.
Right.
So with her, we used a travertine coping. We put tile around the perimeter, which is you don't see very, very often. And then we travertine her entire pool deck, which is an outstanding look, and it looks so high end, and it's come around in the last few years because the cost factor has come down. It was out of reach for anybody, even most people with money. So the pricing of travertine has come way down. It's now competitive to pavers.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. I happen to have pavers all over my deck and my driveway. My wife asked me a couple of weeks ago, I'd really like to have travertine. I'll tell you how I handled it. I gave her a realty book. I go find another house. There's no way I'm ripping out all those pavers and putting in travertine. That's out of reach.
I don't know, Frank. My money's on the wife.
Yeah.
6 months from
Yeah,
now,
money's
Dennis
on the wife.
Dennis will be here saying, "Well, you know what? Guess what I did."
You might. It could happen. It could happen. So
I suspect you're right.
So I'll let.
it can happen. But I'll tell you what's really great is when you take a lot of concrete pools. We actually did a pool for Tony Bennett. No, not the singer, the lawyer. And he had a 1962 pool. I came down there on my own, and he had already had 3 other estimates. Every one of them told him to rip it out. It was so old and
Right.
terrible looking,
Yeah.
and put in new. But that's what those contractors felt best.
Right.
I looked at it and said, wow, we have a 56 Chevy sitting here.
Right.
Here's what we can do. So I sat with Tony and took a notebook and just drew him pictures and showed him stuff on my phone and online and stuff. And we put in the sun benches for his wife. I put a deep end seat in there for the children. I used I put in raised areas on the back of the beam for extra tile, which shear descents. These are where water features flow water out of the beams. And then for them, we increased the size of the deck by twice and used pavers with nice bullnose. It was conceptually, and then we did it. And it was so outstanding. It was just,
Sounds cool.
It's a great job.
Yeah. So you get to really exercise your creative juices.
You do. I'm an ex-pool builder. Gave that up. I kind of moved forward into a different zone, if you will. And so we do a lot of just refinish the average pool. We'll come out and refinish it. We'll retile it, or get the opportunity where we can really do a big hit and give somebody that wants to do something very creative. A lot of people are getting rid of their spas.
Yeah.
You go to a house, they bought the home, it has a spa, and a lot of them don't work functionality well.
The spa that's attached to the pool with
Yeah.
the little divider in the middle.
Got it, exactly. So we take that, for instance, and we'll cut the wall out and cut the entire wall out, get rid of all the jets, take the equipment out, and make it a lounger. Kind of like a seat in the family room.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool. So
I do like the spa though. One of my buddies over on the West Coast has one, and whenever I go visit him, it's like, well, we'll have a beer, turn on the jets, crank it up. It's fun.
Yeah.
Just
I
relax.
of course have a beautiful pool with a raised spa with double spillways and such, with a paver deck and the bullnose, and I think we built that in 2005. And I just finished my wife's kitchen, only to find out when they tore it out, that the bathroom, the master was leaking through the kitchen, destroyed all the drywall.
Oh.
Now I got to redo a bathroom.
Hmm.
So that was about a year ago. So just recently I noticed on the counter when I come home from work, there's some tile books for the pool. She goes, I want my pool redone. I go, we just redid the kitchen there, honey. She goes, I want my pool done by summer. I go, okay, I'll tell you what, I want to be taller. We'll see how this works out. She's
putting my money on the
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say,
we're-
she's
I
going to
will
get the
get
pool before you
taller,
get
but I
taller.
guarantee you that
Absolutely.
pool will get done by
Absolutely.
summer.
Yep. That's how it works. That's how it works.
It is how it works, right?
Yeah,
Are we all married here?
absolutely.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, no.
So you don't have to worry about doing the pool.
No, I do not have to worry about doing the pool. I did at one point, but we had a new pool for a while, so it worked out.
Well, it for right now, I'll tell you my most, which I did not bring pictures in the slideshow, and I'm a little sorry that I didn't. I did a pool for a very good friend of ours up that bought a new home, a big home, $700,000 plus house, and it had your typical pool in the backyard. And he really he was going to build a big water feature. I mean, we're talking a big waterfall on it, and which was sourced out through another company. And we did all the plumbing for this pool and all the pumps, filters, heaters, and such. So Mike wanted something outstanding. So what we did is we came in with tractors and actually removed the shallow end and its walls right out of the pool. And I reframed it with steel and made it come out, and say the pool's 30 feet. We made it come out to 40 feet and made it a walk-in beach entry.
Oh, that's cool.
And did everything, all the deck, all the entry into the thing was done with flagstone. So you walked from the pool deck down, nothing. It was zero water. Then all of a sudden your toes would be in water. And then we used a big rock and bored a hole through it and put a fountain through it. So water would bubble out of it. Then we bored holes next to it in this big rock so you could put koozie cups in it. So that he and his wife could sit in their chairs and bubbly and
That sounds cool.
with bubbly.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it was really an outstanding with LED lighting and all that. So yeah, there's so many things that we can do to a backyard. It's pretty incredible. And the surfaces that they have out today. Our company, my son Dustin, who is also a state certified pool contractor like myself, he's really probably at this point more advantageous to surfacing than I am. He takes all the classes where I'm classed out. I tell him, call me when you got no class.
Right.
So the surfaces now are so many colors, and they're rocks, and they have we call them jelly beans. They have big stone colors, and you put in all the special LED lights today. No, it's just an incredible things that we can do with these pools today.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty cool.
If only I were in the market, but I'm
Right.
not.
So how far back do you go as far as taking pictures before and after? You've been doing that all your pool career?
Yeah. In fact, it's kind of funny. I was upstairs in one of the warehouses, and there was a box with about a pound of dust on it that said pictures. And I opened it up, and I'm thinking, wow, who uses pictures anymore? You know, back in the day, slideshow presentations.
Slideshow, yeah.
Where I have Sam from our club,
Mm-hmm.
Sam Yates.
Sam Yates from
Yeah.
Yates and Associates.
Yates Associates. So
Mhm.
Sam's doing a job for me right now. Sam's doing a job for us right now where we're going to do he flies the drone.
Yes.
So we have I have another company called AquaGuard5000.com. It's we manufacture our product up in Wisconsin, and I hold all the patents on that. And we're going to do a fiberglass pool in Port St. Lucie with the drones, where it'll show it being emptied, prep work, and then when these guys are coming in to spray it with the equipment, and it'll all be done by drones so that we can put it on YouTube as a teaching tool
Nice.
and a sales tool.
That sounds cool.
I like it.
They're doing a lot of drones now at outdoor events too. I've seen a lot of drones at like concerts and
Sure.
little festivals and stuff. It's kind
Nothing
of
like an eye in the sky.
right.
It
It's fun.
is. So my son goes, Dad, I'd like to get one. I go, I looked him up. They're about 1,200 easy.
Yeah.
I go, why don't you start out with a $50 one and see if we can not crash it? But he felt that the bigger, badder ones are easier to control. But I don't play video games. I wouldn't even know where to start with it personally. You know?
Yeah, that's a young person's
That's a young man's game.
Exactly. My kids would
they
be all
jump
over
on
that.
it in New York minute.
You know, it's like watching these girls with their 2 thumbs on a phone sitting at a red light. Yes, it's against the law, but do you see it still happening? Of course. Nothing's going to stop that but the first ticket. But these young gals, I watch them on their iPhones. I don't know how they move that quick. Yeah. I'm a poker. So when you see a guy that can do a drone, you know these guys are video guys. They're playing games.
Well, they grew up with it.
They did grow up with it, and we did not.
You know, we grew up with Pong. You know,
Pong.
we had the.
I was even listen. I
like,
remember when
Atari.
I had
Atari.
I had the Atari.
Yeah, do you still have it?
I actually do.
I'll bet it's worth a few bucks.
It's not. I checked.
No?
No, my kids checked because I pulled it out of the closet. My kids were excited. So they plugged it in for a while. They played it because it was just novelty, you know. But the graphics are ridiculously. It's like a cartoon. It's like a 3-year-old driving a cartoon.
For me, it's like telling your grandkids I had a beeper. What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you got 25 beeps for $25. You know, that was incredibly.
Yeah. No, I still got the Atari. My kids pulled it out. They played it. It was fun for a couple of days, and then they of course got over it.
Tired,
But we had one.
So what do they think it was worth?
They checked. It was like $100, $150. It's not. No, it's just worth for people our age, just for nostalgia.
Well, my son had in his garage the real Donkey Kong,
right?
And what was the other one where you shoot the thing to the Vader one?
Space Invaders.
Space Invader, and I wanted it for my patio, but
no,
but he sold them, and I thought they'd be worth a lot to have that old cool machine in your garage. You know, if you had the pool table kind of garage, that guy.
An old pinball machine, a good old pinball machine is worth some money.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's not mass produced like the video games were, but
well, when I was a younger fellow back in I'm going to go back into the late was it the 70s? I built Evel Knievel's pool in Fort Lauderdale.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, how cool
I can
is
tell you
that?
some nice stories about him.
I bet.
I love that man.
I heard he was a really nice guy.
He was the most wonderfulest guy. So what was really cool is that to give you a story. So back in the I can't quite remember, but in the 70s when he was in his prime, he lived right off of Bayview Drive in Fort Lauderdale, and I owned a pool service company as a young man. And of course, going to the gym all the time at Gold's Gym back then. I'll never forget, you've been there pounding the weights and all of a sudden over the speaker, Dennis Hardy, line 1, Evel Knievel. And all of a sudden you hear everybody in the place drop the weights. And I had about 9 guys standing around me while I'm on the phone going, yes, sir. Okay, sure. I'll be there at 8 sharp. Yes, sir. And it started out where he had it started out with a 60-foot Chris Craft. Then it went to an 80-foot Broward. Then it went to a 110-foot Fed ship with 2 22-foot Glasstrons, 18ers or whatever they were, with Kawasaki jet skis. It was quite the magnificent boat. And the house was strictly for his caretakers. He lived on the boat. So if you can believe it, he had a 28-foot cigarette up on davits at 28 with twins on it, all done with rolling plated interior. And I'm out there with the pool, and these two, back in the days when guys were driving hot boats going,
right.
You know what they're doing. Anyway, they were come on this boat.
Square grouper delivery.
Square grouper delivery. There you go. You got the hint. So these two guys get on this boat, and he's up on the Fed ship looking down, and he's way up there. So me being by the pool, I could see the angle of Mr. Knievel, but they could not see him looking that way. And the guy's getting really kind of loudmouthy, like, why is this boat so cheap? And Tommy goes, because it is. And Knievel looks down at him. He goes, the ashtrays are full. That's all you need to know. That's the way he was. He didn't smoke, though. Yeah. The ashtrays were full. His toy was over. Get rid of it. He was that kind of guy. So when I built this pool, the deal was 24/7. But you really couldn't work 24/7 in the backyard, but you worked a lot. And he used to come out back and sit with us invite me, and I must have had lunch with him a dozen times. He'd tell me all the stories. I know every story there is about every jump.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then one night I had a party at my house. You know, friends over to having a few beers.
Sure.
And my wife comes out. She goes, "You got to take this call. It's Evil. It's Tommy for Evil." I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "We're having a party. I need you here to get the pool cleaned up." I go, "It's 7:00, Tommy. I'm at my house with friends." He goes, "Bring them." So I took two buddies who wouldn't go to Evil Knievel's house. So we go there and clean the pool. I'm 25 years old, maybe 24, 5 years old. And we clean the pool for the guy. And he comes out, always walking with the cane. And he looks at me, he goes, "Oh, no, Tommy came out." And he goes, "Dennis, Mr. Knievel would like to see you in the kitchen." And I go, "My friends." He goes, "Bring them." So we go inside, and he had a big booth and is a kitchen seat. And we all sat there, and he had all the catered food, like from Publix, sitting on our table, feeding us beers. And we just sat there for about 3 hours. And thank God I didn't have a cell phone. They didn't even have them then. So my wife couldn't call me.
There you go.
So we sat there until about 11:00, just eating food, drinking beer with Evil.
That's a cool. See, we like stories on this show. That's what we what we like most. It's like we talk about our businesses. That's fine, but everybody's got cool stories.
So the guy, one day we're working. I'll give you another. So one day we're all working in the back. I had always supervised, be there for this job. And back in those days, my father was the chief of the building department. So I had to watch my P's and Q's.
Right.
And he comes out one day, and he always had that big tray of the booze all over the tray in the backyard. And he comes out with a shopping bag, a bag like for your food, sandwich bag. And he walks up and he opens up the wild turkey, and he takes a pull out of it about 9 a.m.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a whoa for you and me. That was an opener for him. And he comes over, and I go, "What are you, brown bagging it?" He goes, "No, I'm shooting golf with Jackie Gleason. It's a little betting money." So you figure back in 1974 or 5, whatever the year was, 15 grand in a bag. It's like 50 grand in a bag today, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was there when he came home. He never came through the front door. He'd always come around the side of the gates where the boys were. Always say hello to us. He was that guy. Empty-handed.
Yeah, Jackie Gleason was
quite the golfer.
He was indeed.
Yeah. So we built Chrissy Everett's pool. I've done quite a few different things, stuff like that back in the day, but
nice stuff.
Yeah. It's hard to find a good Evil Knievel story, though.
Yeah, and the poor guy, you know, he had his liver replaced, so the wild turkey didn't really work out.
No.
Didn't work out at all. And here's one for you guys, unless you got to go to break. You got to go to break yet, Frank?
I do.
Go ahead, I'll hold this story for you.
All right.
And we'll be back.
Yes.
With more stuff and no bumper music. Oh, there we go.
All right. We'll be right back.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Long about a Saturday night. Yeah. Rubbed up.
All right. A little splish splashing around.
There's a little pool music.
Yeah.
for us, guys.
Right.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Get us in the mood again here to come back here on the radio station and talk a little bit more about pools.
We
Mm-hmm.
can talk about pools. I mean, that's what you're here for.
That's
But
what
we
I'm
can also
here
talk
for,
about
talk
more
about-
Knievel stuff.
Well, how much evil can anybody swallow? The son was quite the showman, which I knew Robbie, the son, and his, I knew the whole family, but the son became quite the showman.
Right.
He made his money. He made his money and got out before he got himself killed.
Yeah.
But he was so different than his father. Everything's done by mathematics, computers, wind speeds, CCs. His
The
bike.
bikes are different. Totally
Oh, the
different.
bikes are
yeah.
different. Suspension's different. His father drove a 750 Special Harley, and he spread things apart and go a little further. But he was great. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys that
But
do
he
it
broke
today were
every
not
bone in his
him.
body, right?
Well, he broke. They say that, but it's
Yeah.
like you break that many bones, it's pretty much every bone in your body, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
He cannot have felt good when he got up in the morning later in his life.
you know
There's
what?
just
You
no
can't
way.
blame the guy for being an alcoholic.
Hmm.
You got to do something to kill the pain, and he wouldn't take. He was the biggest advocate for not smoking or any kind of drug use.
Mm-hmm.
He was that guy,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't tell you he didn't drink a little wild turkey,
Right?
right?
That
I
old.
mean, I got to tell you. So that was that. Yeah. So I was going to tell you guys a little bit more about my company. So
You should, because that's why you're here.
yeah, thank you. I happen to be very blessed. Everybody that works for me, I hate to keep going back. Nobody drinks, nobody smokes, and it's taken me a long time to get to that, to where you have a company where people have worked for you for 18 years, 20 years, and the gals that work for us have been there that long. I happen to be the blessed guy that my son Dustin has been with me over 20 years. Also state certified, and has handled the reins better than anybody I've ever met. He's right up there with the best. We have another product line that we use on pools called AquaGuard 5000. It can be looked up by anybody listening, called aquaguard5000.com. And we have it in caulking guns for fixing and repairing any kind of problem with a pool, whether concrete or fiberglass or even steel pools. I know probably people wonder where you see what a steel pool. So here's a good fun fact for you.
I think
John.
we had one back in Jersey, a steel wall and a sand bottom. Is
They're
that
down, believe it or not, they're down here. So I just took one in North River Shores. It had fiberglass walls with a concrete bottom. We took it and completely replumbed it. It didn't have a light, put a light and all that in it. And it was 9 feet deep. So we steeled it out, permit drawings, and we gunite it and turned it into a beautiful travertine deck with all the new interior. It didn't have stairs in it. We put stairs in it with bench seats and
Wow.
deep end seats. It was really a neat to be able to have that opportunity to do that. But a moment ago, I was going to tell you about steel pools. A lot of people don't realize how many steel pools are out there. But if you think back for a moment, here's your trivia question. Go to New York City, go to downtown Chicago, how old that is, right?
Yeah.
All those buildings have swimming pools. I did the John Hancock pool. So it's only one. I've done all I did Tropicanas. I've done 3 of the casinos in Jersey. And these pools are on the 8th floor, 40th floor.
yeah.
We did oh my God, was it the GM building in Detroit? And what they're all steel pools, because when they built those buildings in those days, steel,
Right.
everything was steel.
Yeah.
So they built the pools out of like 3/4 inch steel plates. And in those days, they didn't ground them.
Yeah.
They didn't have very good grounding. It was galvanized plumbing. It's now changed out to PVC, of course.
Right.
So I've because of how long I've been in my business, I know about what they call CP, cathodic protection. It's sacrificial
anodes and cathodes.
That's right.
Yes.
It's all sacrificial anodes for like gasoline tanks and such. So through my tenure of my business, that I got very good at it. I got educated on it, took courses on it. I got certified in CP. I got all sorts of different things. And we get a lot of calls because of building to building, because of these people that work in them. Everybody knows everybody, like in Chicago, New York City.
Mhm.
And these steel pools that might be on the 8th floor and all the plumbing's underneath. So you can go under it to look at it, to check it out. And I use our AquaGuard on the interior of all these steel pools. Thus, we ground them, make sure they're grounded with number 8 wires or the diode, the sacrificial anodes.
Mhm.
And what we've done is we've learned to use our primers with, everybody knows what fiberglass in a boat is. So
Mhm.
fiberglass made out of laminate, which are thick laminate walls, and they're made with 1.5 ounces, and they crisscross it. We use biaxial fiberglass, which is 17 ounce, not 1.5 ounces.
Wow.
So you know how thick that is. And we double it. We double it. So it's 34 ounces of matting encapsulated with our AquaGuard. And then we spray over it. And because we're commercials, we always do them in white. And do all the stripes on whether they want a slap plane or whether they want edges. The edges have to be done mandatorily. So the last one we just did in Chicago had 8 lights along one wall. And everything leaked so bad, it did like a $250,000 damage to a banquet room. They called me up. They flew me out there. They let me stay the night, of course, on their nickel. And I met with the health department. I got the 8 lights taken down to 2 LEDs because of the illume factor.
Right.
And we were able to go from 8 to 2. And we did it on AquaGuard. And from there, it progressed to this guy heard about it. This guy heard about
Right.
it. So we started getting a reputation of doing these. But it's not easy leaving an ongoing business right here in Stewart and try to do all this traveling. We've slowed that down a little bit. It's even though that's
Challenging.
right? Very good money at it, but it's hard to take care of both businesses,
Right. Right.
But it works. And the AquaGuard is a high build epoxy coating. So to teach a little bit, if you were to paint your bedroom over the weekend, you buy paint at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's about 1 mil thick. Our product sprays at 60 mil. That's a 32nd of an inch. Vinyl liners in vinyl liner pools. Everybody knows those from up north.
Yep. We have one.
They're
Yep.
20 mil thick. So that's our coating 60. And it's great stuff. So my son Dustin just did 2 up in Alaska, and one in Fairbanks and one in where you fly into the
Juneau, no.
Juneau, maybe.
I don't know.
I know Fairbanks
I've
was
never
one,
been.
but he did. Yeah, right. So he did 2 up there, and now he just came back 2 weeks ago from Colombia, South America. We did 2 projects down there already, and they have to sit for 3 months now because all the work down there is for the government.
Mm.
And these guys that are down there, so we've been approved as a vendor, and they can't plaster pools down there because they don't have the labor. Nobody's skilled enough, but they have the labor to apply our stuff with sprayers because these spray buildings, they got that technique down. So my son Dustin went down there and taught them and did that. And we're looking at hopefully a sale of like 65,000 square feet of surface area.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a lot.
So we're all knocking on wood and, making
Good for
sure
you.
it
That's
flies
that's
for
a
you.
that's a nice new niche, I guess. that
I've been at it a long time, so yeah, it's something new. And in the last 5 years, we've taken that product line. Now we put it in caulking tubes. Trying to get into a Home Depot is probably one of the most toughest things you'll ever do.
Yeah. Well, plus you got to eat a lot. You have to take all the go backs.
I'm already in supply houses,
Mhm.
our pool supply houses, several of them, the Gormans, the Horners and such. And of course, our internet business is overwhelming if you play it right and you have all your SEO work going on for you.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of lucky. I got a lot of key people in good places.
That's awesome.
So your epoxy, is that a polyamide?
It is a polyamide. You
Yeah.
are correct. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a Novolac. It's a
Mhm.
polyamide.
Mhm.
And it's our own. I worked for a while for a company called Bridgeport Chemical Group out of Fort Lauderdale.
Mhm.
And they had 65 patents on different products. And their big thing was tank linings, gasoline fuel tanks, with what they call USTs, underground storage vessels, or ASTs, above ground storage tanks. And I worked for them for 5 years because my background, my construction degree and my licensing, and I traveled everywhere. I got to do the Naval Air Station up here in I did Pensacola, but the one in Virginia where all the subs are.
Oh, sure.
So they have storage bunkers from World War II. They're 1 million gallon, 4-foot thick storage vessels that were all JP5 or diesel fuels for them. And I was there during the clean out and had to be there every day for another team that was coating them with their products. And I would be the guy that signed in, signed out for them, that kind of a thing. But to go in a fuel tank underground that is 4 feet thick so they can't be hit by bombs will definitely give anybody the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you got to be real careful when you come out, your clothes stink.
Yeah.
You'll never get it back out.
Oof.
I would throw my clothes away when it was over with.
Yeah.
But it's quite a challenge to be able to be in that marketplace. So,
but you actually have to breathe through a scuba respirator or
pretty
something.
much.
Yeah.
Everybody was air driven. Everything was air driven.
Mm-hmm.
Every tool had to be static resistant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All the lighting had to be static, grounded. Everything. It only take once to make that mistake.
Right.
It would look like napalm going through there.
Oh God.
So,
and it's all fumes, right? It's just all, at that
when
point.
they strip it, so that you understand, these fuel bunkers had like almost like a burlap on it too, as a protection. They have what they call JP5 jet fuels, diesels. People don't get a lot of airplanes flying like kerosene, not quite kerosene, but up in that neighborhood. Yeah, so once you clean them and they would sandblast the interior, you would never get that odor out of it.
Yeah,
it's forever. But once you epoxied them, and they would have to do the primer, then they had to do 3 coats at certain millage, and every coat that went on, it would change a color. So they knew that the coating was done engineering through the engineers.
Okay.
Right.
It had to be done.
Smart.
They knew how many units it would take to coat this tank that thick, and they would have to use every bucket so that it was done correctly. It was quite the contract.
I bet.
Yeah. So I learned a lot in being able to do that. And then of course, having the AquaGuard product line, which is, we own that. It's all trademarked. It's a patent. It's all, we have our, patents on the formulas. And now that we put it in caulking guns, so it's really a great caulk. We have a 50 mil little gun for repairs, and we have a 400 mil dual guns. And right now I'm working on I think there's 600 or 800 mil big caulk tubes.
Wow.
And I'm putting the colors in it. And these guns are pneumatically driven caulking guns. So you wear a strap over your shoulder and you hold it. It looks like an old Thompson machine gun. So now if I get this right, this patent idea that we're doing is you'll be able to spray, for me, just thinking of pools only. Guys can show up on jobs and just insert a cartridge and spray a spa right on the job, or the stairs in a vinyl liner. And that's just for me. There's so many other things. I'm trying to get repackage it for cooling towers and all these big buildings in all the cities.
Nice.
Camper showers.
That's cool.
Yeah. So this is one more thing that we're working on right now.
Yeah, it's nice when you can find a cross use purpose for.
Yeah.
Like
so there's a lot. We're just figuring out where we can go with this, and
Sure. The world is your oyster.
That's it.
All right.
Time for another break.
Yes.
What kind of bumper music we got this time, Frank?
And now,
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
again,
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
wrong hat.
I take a 7.5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Deep Purple.
Smoke on the water,
Smoke on the water.
which if your pool isn't grounded correctly, may well happen.
Smoke on the water.
You don't want that.
You don't want that at all.
Great song though.
If you see smoke on the water, give Dennis a call.
Yeah,
A great riff.
it is a great riff.
It is a great riff. I can't
it's
play a
so
guitar, but I know
simple.
you do, John.
I play a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure I heard.
But yeah, it's a great. Everyone plays that riff. It's a great, simple,
Sure.
easy song, and it was. Anyway, it dates you. If you really like that song, you're either my age or my kids' age because I subjected them to listening
Right.
to.
Well, you know, I
good
got to
stuff.
tell you, I've seen the Eagles twice,
Mhm.
and I've had very close seats. And just to watch Joe Walsh on that guitar, for even when he plays some of his old music,
Oh,
like
yeah, he's
Smokey, what's it? Some of his stuff from his own band,
Mhm.
and then watch these guys do like Hotel California and the riff on that. It's incredible.
No,
The guy's
Walsh,
great.
Walsh was great. I've seen the Eagles twice. The last time was a while ago, 15, 20 years ago, probably.
Yeah, I heard Don Henley's got his son playing in
Yep, his son's in the band now.
there.
Yep.
And it's something.
So yeah, that's family business, you know,
Family business. It's just not the pool business
or the moving business.
or the moving business.
Why
There you
couldn't
go,
my
John.
dad been a rock star? It would have been so much easier for me,
Yeah, we could have had the money.
right?
I know. I know.
But hey, here's where we are. It's okay. Life is good. Life is good.
Listen,
I'm not
I feel
complaining.
like you. I'm at that age. Life is good. Every day is just a great day anymore.
Yeah, all the important stuff's okay. My mom is still with us and she's doing great. My kids are all fine. New daughter-in-law, everybody's healthy. You know what? Everything else.
Do you remember how when we were younger, we want to be millionaires? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It really isn't important. The whole thing is having a family
Mhm.
and health.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I have two younger brothers that had no children, but they got all their toys, and they're all self-centered people.
Right.
Where I took the high road, I had 5 kids, and now I got a bunch of grandkids.
5 is a lot.
5's a
I
lot,
had
but that's
3.
what happens when you're Italian, Irish, and a Catholic family.
Well, there you go. Then 5's not so many for an
No,
Italian.
it's really not.
Actually, if you put it in that.
So
under
when
that
they
parameter.
set down that bowl of spaghetti with meatballs, you got to have a crowd.
That's
it.
true.
So I got the crowd
I love it.
anyway.
No grandkids for me yet.
No,
I have
they're
7.
coming. 7. I have 4.
See, I'm jealous. I want grandkids.
I
So-
only had 3 children.
So being young and
Mm-hmm.
dumb
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to have the toys like my brothers.
Yeah.
At least I have all those kids and grandkids to visit.
Right.
And now that you're of that age, I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody can have the Corvette or the camper. You can have those tools.
No, to have somebody call you grandpa or whatever word they use for you. They've decided. I talked to my daughter-in-law and my son. They're going to call me by the Greek word for grandfather's papu. So
Okay.
when papu.
Well, they can probably barely pronounce your last name. They might
Well-
as well go with that.
Well, it'll be their last name too. They'll learn it eventually. But yes, it's not that hard to say.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, all of them call me grandpa.
There you go.
My kids too.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So, we're the next lineage up. I don't have any grandparents or parents left.
Mm-hmm.
They've all passed, unfortunately. And,
Yeah.
but it's all good.
Yeah. I'm not. We all have our challenges in business and personal stuff. But
I got to tell
I'm not
you,
worried
the
about it.
old saying, I'm a better grandparent than I was a dad.
Oh yeah.
I was too busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. How many
means we have
how
4
many
minutes left.
folks, when they reach the pearly gates, want to say something like, "I wish I could have spent more time at the office."
Or I wish I had more. Wish I had more toys.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about all that,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to just see St. Pete, turn my hands up and go, what?
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 What? You
What?
talking to me?
There was no.
Yeah, in
proof.
my best Italian. You talking to me?
Talking to
You going to let me in there or what? Come on, don't mess with me.
I love it.
So you want to talk one more thing about your business a little bit?
I just wanted to share that if anybody wanted to buy our AquaGuard, we sell it directly out the door. We don't have to just install it. And I do have a lot of people across Florida that come pick it up. My young son owns Premier Boat Club down here in the pocket off Salerno Road.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like 17 boats in that club, and he'll dismantle them and use my product on the floors. He'll use it in the gasoline tanks. So to think about using it in a pool, being chemical resistant to chlorine and muriatic acid, It's nothing will hurt it. Gasoline is chemical resistant to 22 chemicals.
Wow.
So for your listeners, not only can we do anything, we can do anything you want.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's interesting how products come out and then people find other uses for them. I've always found that interesting because I made this product for my little niche business, but then someone else came along and said, oh, if it works for this, why don't we try it for this?
Right.
And that's how.
I've had people from campers, and we have the co-police in our thing.
Mhm.
I've had people walk in my door. I don't even know them. I saw you're on YouTube. Can I use that in my shower in my camper? Yes. I only sell it in 5-gallon forms, but we'll go in the back and get them a little portion of it, and
Sure.
help them out, and multiple uses. But other than that,
Yeah.
we're your local pool company, and we
Thanks. Give me the peace sign.
Yeah.
yeah. Does that mean 2 minutes, Frank?
Yes, it does.
So I'll see if we can keep 2 minutes rocking here.
Yeah.
So
Well-
if you need anything, call Aquatic Surfaces, and we can do anything for you.
Phone number, email, address, website.
772-225-4389. If you'd like to email me a picture of your backyard and what you might think you'd like, just email me at dh.aquatic@gmail.com.
And you have a website?
We do have a website. Go to aquaticsurface.com.
And then they can see pictures before and
Pictures.
afters.
Galleries there.
Nice.
Yes, sir. You can see it all. You can read a little bit about myself and a little bit of how the company started and where it's heading, and my son, the group, all of us.
Nice.
And we walk in anytime you want up here. We're right here in Stewart behind Publix on Buck Hendry Drive, but that address is on our website. You can look it up.
See, Dennis, we killed another good hour. Went by like that.
Well,
Frank,
you walk in and go, did we just do that?
Right?
Yeah, that was true.
it's true. It just happened so fast.
So what happened to it, John? No, this is John, the other guy.
We switch months. We alternate months.
Yeah, it's either or.
Yeah.
All right. And we'll be back next week.
We will. Take care.
For more of this well-worded stuff. Better than I can do.
You're having a rough day today,
It
aren't you,
is.
Frank?
I'm telling you.
You need some coffee.
Yes.
Is he on air?
Where is that coffee?
I don't know. We'll get it next week, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Listen, we might have the wild turkey.
Okay. See you later.